Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
All right, what's on tap podcast.com. Word. And here we are at Mathias's new pimp house.
Yeah.
So we thought...
Chilling out in the pool room.
We are chilling on the pill room.
The pill room?
Yes, that too. It's been a long day for me. So we're hanging out here tonight, and there might be a bit of a weird echo going on because this is a very nice location you have here. I'm very pleased with your pimp house.
So am I.
Yes. So I've been in Copenhagen all day, enjoying myself. And I picked up a couple of beers and brought them back to Mathias's place. And thought,
now we're going to drink and review.
We should review these. So, I apologize in advance for my state.
Well, my day has been filled with working around the house.
Oh,
so I cut the lawn.
Yeah.
Put winter tires on the Volvo.
Yeah.
Put up, not floorboards. What I keep forgetting what it's called. Not floorboards, but yeah, we'll call them floorboards. There's another name for them, but I forget what they're called. Yeah. So the stuff that connects your wall to your floor.
Yeah.
Hides any misimperfections or.
We'll call it molding.
Sure.
Right. Not mold, but
molding.
Like crown molding.
Yeah. Cool. So I've been doing that and a whole bunch of other stuff around the house. I haven't been drinking like you have.
I had been drinking since 6 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Yeah.
I had my first beer half an hour ago.
Oh, you, sir, are way behind me, and you need to catch up. So yeah, I went to Copenhagen today and hit McKellar and Friends Bottle Shop and Himmeriet and McKellar and Friends at Stefan and Mathias, and went to Dispensary and Bruce, and then back to McKellar and Friends Bottle Shop.
Because why not?
Well, I mean, you got to have beers for the train. I mean,
exactly.
You just can't take the train sober. I mean, that's just crazy talk.
Because I mean, you had sobered up by that point, right?
Oh yeah. That walk from Bruce to that's like a 15-minute walk right there. I mean, that's
from Bruce to the train station.
Yeah, 12 minutes.
Do you mean the metro station, right?
Yeah, metro station. Yeah.
Because otherwise, you would have been a seriously fast walker.
No, I'm not.
No.
I'm a leisurely pace walker. I'm not like you. You are a speed walker.
I am.
I have a hard time keeping up with you. You sprint.
I just hoof it.
You do hoof it. So I had picked up a couple of cans and had those on the train on the way back.
Nice. You had a Hoofarted can, right?
I did. I had a Hoofarted can.
Yeah.
And it was delicious.
Yeah.
And highly recommend it.
Nice.
It was quite nice.
Which one was it?
An IPA from Hoofarted. I have no idea. It's one of those like a very elaborate name. There were 5 words in the title.
Yeah.
So I do not remember what it was called, but it was delicious, to say the least. It was a hazy IPA.
So basically, the next beer that they make, they should call I don't know what it's called.
Oh,
but it's delicious.
You should make a beer called I don't know what it's called,
but it's delicious.
But it's delicious. Yeah. Exactly. But it's delicious.
Yeah.
That's a
cool idea.
I can't believe no one's done that. We have to look that up because
we might have to have a look at Untappd.
That sounds like a beer that needs to be made.
Well, I mean, if it's not already done,
I don't know what it is, but
it's
needs
delicious. To happen. Exactly. I can't remember what it was, but it was delicious.
Yes.
Or, I don't know the name of this beer, but it's delicious.
Yes. That's 3 different beers right there.
Yeah.
You see? It's a variation of the theme.
It's a series.
Exactly.
Different, like the I don't know what it is, but it's delicious.
Well, because I had the ToOl Maelk rum edition from ToOl.
You had that today?
You had it today.
Shit, didn't we have that like 2 weeks ago?
Possibly.
Because I brought the rum edition.
Yeah. So what happened was they found a keg of it.
Oh.
It's about a year old. They they didn't know what happened to it. They found it, put it on tap. It was so good. it was a 4.5 beer. Really, really good.
Nice.
And then it had the 1 ton of, we'll call it Christmas.
Yeah.
And it was really good too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me
So
what you
today
brought back.
I brought what's it called? Bolo Rye, a rye IPA from.
It is from Wren House Brewing Company in
Yes.
Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, Wren House. I had their berries and cream earlier today, which was a raspberry, blueberry, and something else berry lactose IPA. Mm-hmm. It was amazing, phenomenal IPA from them, and combined it with a microphone imperial coffee stout, and the two together was just like this amazing combination of raspberry and coffee and chocolate. Oh, it was so good. It was literally like a raspberry chocolate confection. It was like the best thing I had all day. Absolutely incredible.
Delicious.
Yeah, it was really, really good. And I have to say, I have tried several of the microphone.
That's another beer name right there. That sounds delicious.
This sounds delicious. Yeah. I've had several of the microphone brewery beers, and I've been a little underwhelmed overall by their offer, but that fucking stout was amazing.
Bomb.
It was really, really good. But the Wren House was so good, I thought, well, I'll try another one from them. And I do love rye IPAs.
Yes.
And we have highly touted them in the past. So I thought, you know what? Let's give it a swig. And the woman behind the counter at Maria highly recommended this one. And she said, if you like rye IPAs, you're going to really enjoy this. And I thought, well, I do, so this is all signs. All signs lead to yes.
Well, it smells delicious.
Oh, it smells so hoppy and sweet, and
you get like a hint of like spiciness.
Yeah, and it's just got this beautiful reddish hue to it that you get from the rye.
It's like a golden red.
Yeah, I don't get why people like. You know, I've heard a lot of people like we'll say poo-poo on on rye IPAs, but I honestly absolutely love them. So I'm very excited about this one. Cool. So Bolo Rye is from tonight's beer.
Wren House.
Yes.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That is just fruity and pleasant.
I love how the fruitiness of the hops like combines with the little bit of spiciness from the rye. Mm-hmm. It's like a perfect blend of the two. That is absolutely delicious.
Yeah, and it's a little neat in the finish, which I really like, but it just isn't like just dry. It's got a lot of flavor, and it really just
it has a really nice like residual sweetness on the back of your throat.
Oh yeah,
that was a really good choice.
I'm in love with this one.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, this is.
I like this.
I do too. I'm very excited about this. I don't quite get the
can.
The can.
Well, it's so if you like the bolo ties.
I know what a bolo tie is.
Yeah, so it's the little
turquoisey kind of jewelry thing.
Yeah.
Because it looks a little bit like a scarab, kind of.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's
but no, I guess I get when you spin the can around, I get more of it than.
It's like an abstract interpretation of a bolo tie.
Yeah.
It's a really nice can design. I kind of like the it's like a white background, but it's kind of like a pearl whitish color. Kind of switches like a metallic kind of white, a little bit like a car paint. I like it.
Yep. No, I get you.
I like the beer. I like the can.
I do like the beer quite a bit. This is really, really good.
I think it might be one of the best rye IPAs I've had.
Mm-hmm. I guess I've had a lot from Wren House, but now I've had two beers from them today, and I got to say that stellar. Both of them have been absolutely just kick-ass.
So was it Himariet that sold this?
Himariet, yeah, I picked up Himariet, and
because they've been doing quite a lot of to-go cans. Well,
yeah, I mean
basically all they
they're
last, like, 2
really
years.
great about to-go cans.
Yeah.
And I had a really hard time picking a can from them.
Yeah.
I had one from Magnify Brewing, which was a French Toast IPA, and the woman behind the counter, she said that a lot of people that had had it could only drink just a little bit of it because it was so like intense.
Yeah.
And because it was very cinnamon and maple syrup and everything and I'm like,
French toast.
well, yeah, very French toasty. On a side note, am I getting French toast in the morning?
Well, I don't think I have any toast bread. I do have eggs.
Well,
I was thinking about making like poached eggs on cheese sandwich.
ooh, that sounds good. All right, looking forward to that.
It's gonna be delicious.
I believe you. I love eggs. But so I was a little hesitant to go for the Magnify French Toast IPA because if it had been a stout, that'd have been one thing. But it's an IPA.
You kind of want it to be drinkable as well.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't want it to be
there's
like
just so many flavors that I think you can pack into an IPA. I think you might like overdo it very easily.
Yeah.
So that's why I totally skipped that. But I think the Bolo Thai rye is
This one is phenomenal.
really lands on every level I'm expecting. So what would you give this?
4.25.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. This is stellar. 4.25, solid beer.
I mean, I'm still so. I think this is kind of interesting as well. Like when you. So I'm thinking like rating wise on IPAs. Mm-hmm. So when you go to, because I mean if I'm boiling it down, I don't think I'm gonna have a. I mean now I'm just generalizing here, but I don't think I'm gonna have a rye IPA that I'm gonna rate as high as, for example, like a juicy New England IPA, because I just love that style. So I don't think when you rate IPAs. Because I mean, they're all in that general same broad spectrum of a beer style. They're just variations in that particular style. I don't think I'm ever going to give like a rye IPA a 5. I think
I could give a rye IPA a 5, but and this to me gets pretty close to a 5 because I really don't like. For me, a 5 beer is when you try something and you're like, well, what would you change about it to make it better?
Yeah.
And this is amazing. Like I have a hard time thinking, what would I do different from this to make it a 5 out of 5 beer? But you're right. When you're looking for that sweetness and the juiciness that comes from a New England IPA, it's a totally different caliber and classification on that.
because I'm still going to rate it as an IPA.
Yeah.
And this is not, for me, it's not a 5. Because I just sway more towards like the hazy New England IPAs at the moment. And I mean, that said, that doesn't mean that might change later on. Because I mean, we're kind of noticing like that kind of change in at least for me, I am straying a bit more towards like the normal West Coast IPAs again. I'm not going to say that I dislike New England IPAs because I still fucking love them. But it is kind of refreshing to have something that isn't like a thick juice bomb now and again. So I think that's kind of interesting as well. But I just thought about like the rating wise now. Would you ever give another style of IPA? I guess you would, but this is just nonsense rambling at this point.
Yes. And you have been drinking all day, so I'm glad that I'm not the one doing nonsense rambling for once. But no, I get what you mean. Like, IPA has been a style that's been like, I think, pushed and stretched and tweaked and
There's just so many like
from
small
white
variations.
to red to black to rye and
To
hazy and non-hazy.
Now the new brute IPAs.
Oh, those are really nice too.
I have only had one so far.
I think I've had 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And they're quite nice, I have to say. They're very, very interesting. But
I agree.
Though they're so dry. They're just bone dry.
I had the one from Giant Brothers at -1. Mm-hmm. So I had their interpretation of it that they had at Bishop Farms Gustavus Torg. I think I had that like probably a week ago, 2 weeks ago, or something like that. That was really nice. I really enjoyed that one. So that was kind of nice to try that. It's kind of fun to try some -1 stuff. I haven't had -1 stuff in a long time.
Caboose did put out one that was really nice the other day.
I just missed that by a day.
Really?
Yeah.
The all out of bubble gum.
Exactly. Yeah. No,
a nice They Live reference.
Yeah. Exactly. So I'm kind of sad that
it was really good. It was super citrusy.
Yeah.
I really, really liked it. But I think that for a style, IPA seems to be the one that people are like really experimenting the most with. And you seem that like, from coffee IPAs to
licorice IPAs to berry IPAs.
I mean, like I had the berries and cream today, and that was also just an amazing IPA.
But it's also a style that's easy to go overboard with if you experiment with it too much. So I mean, for example, if you would have done like a berry IPA with way too much berries, then I'm assuming that the berry flavor is just going to overpower the hops at some point. And
well, I think that's the thing. I think the hops gets lost. I think the hops, like when it comes to IPA, you want that hoppiness to it. And because you're adding so many adjuncts and you're bending and warping and manipulating the style so much that the hops just get lost.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the downfalls of this Bolo tie is that you do lose the hops a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a delicious rye IPA, and I absolutely love it, but you don't get the hoppiness from it that you need from an IPA.
No.
And even the berries and cream IPA, which is very lactose, I would almost call it a Maelk Shake IPA in that, whatever that form may be. Delicious beer, hands down. Super drinkable. But if you didn't know it was an IPA, if someone was to serve it to you, you'd be like, this is delicious. I love this beer. But I would never go, this is a great IPA.
No.
Because you did not get the hop from that.
Yeah. No, I think that might actually be why this is not a 5 out of 5. It's because it's not very bitter at all. Mm-hmm. So I would classify the bitterness of this beer. I would classify kind of like New England bitterness, which is probably why I enjoy it this much as well. Because it doesn't have like the harsh bitterness to it. So it does get some of those like aroma and flavor hop characteristics that you get from a New England IPA without having way too much bitterness in it.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy that.
You're so verbose. You're so talking to verbose tonight, Diane.
Yeah.
I'm just like, who pulled your chain? But, look at you. Normally it's like, we're looking at this beer. It's good. I like it. I can drink it. So
I think you caught me at a very verbose moment.
I'm glad I have. I feel like it's a special occasion tonight. All right. So what would you rate this?
Well, I already
said it's a 45. Yeah. All right.
That's okay, Mr. Drunk a Lot.
Anyway, the next up is you can read that.
Okay.
I just can't do that tonight.
Well, it's from ToOl. It's the Maelk Shake.
Yes.
So it's a ToOl Imperial Stout, which we have always. I don't think we've had any Imperial Stout from ToOl that we've disliked.
No.
And this is from the Maelk series.
Yes.
That we have fucking loved every single one of them.
Exactly.
Now who's the non-verbose one?
Well, I had the milk rum barrel aged earlier tonight, and it was absolutely phenomenal.
The Maelk, right?
Yeah.
So the Christmas Maelk.
Yeah.
But we haven't had the Maelk Shake yet.
No.
And this is actually the Maelk Shake on rum barrels. Well, rum barrel chips, I gotta say.
Yeah.
But this should be, I mean, going from the other milk stouts. Holy crap, that smells delicious.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, that just smells like chocolate milk right there.
Yep, it smells like chocolate milk. All right, I can't wait to get into this.
Cheers. Yeah, that is good.
Holy crap.
That kind of reminds me of the Hypnopampa
Yeah.
marshmallow
Yeah.
stout. It is so sweet and marshmallowy, and it's so good.
But it's a really nice balance of like the sweetness with just a really, 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 really tiny hint of roastedness on the back.
Yeah.
So you don't lose the roastedness of an imperial stout completely, and it turns into like this sweet adjunct bomb.
Yeah.
But you still get. I'm going to assume that there's lactose in this.
I mean, there has to be. I can't imagine there's not. It's
Yeah,
so...
there's vanilla and lactose. But I mean, you do get a ton of vanilla from this. And I'm assuming that it's the vanilla
in a
that
really good
enhances
way.
all the flavors.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. It's not in a bad
sometimes
way.
vanilla can come off really artificial.
Yeah.
But this
This tastes like vanilla beans.
This tastes like vanilla beans. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You really get that in a the like the vanilla extract kind of vanilla.
Yeah, because I mean, when I kind of want to argue that when vanilla extract has been used, you can tell quite easily because it tastes more artificial. Mm-hmm. And in comparison to when you use actual vanilla beans, and now I'm just hoping that they've not used vanilla extract in this.
Yeah, I mean, it smells and it tastes just...
Yeah.
No, the vanilla really enhances the flavor.
Yeah.
And gives that kind of a marshmallowy kind of
And I think
pillowiness to it.
So that's a cool thing that I believe it was Derek Gallinosa when we interviewed him at CBC 2 years ago.
Look at you, Mr. Memory.
Yeah. No, it's one of my fortes.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go with that.
Totally. So I'm fairly certain it was Derek who used to be at Abnormal. He's now at Muksa Brewing, I believe. And he is the one that told us about. So when you do an imperial stout, if you have flavor adjuncts, you should always add like a little bit of vanilla because that vanilla is going to enhance all of your other flavorings. So
So it's kind of like the salt of a...
Yeah, it's basically the salt of imperial stouts is vanilla. Kind of.
I can see that because I think vanilla in and of itself is hard to distinguish.
Yeah. Because I mean that's why you call something that is neutral vanilla.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just sweet and pleasant.
Yeah.
But this is...
This is also very sweet and pleasant.
It is, but it's just... When you smell it, it literally smells like chocolate milk. But
Yeah.
I don't get a ton of chocolate in the flavor itself.
No, it's not. It's not like the cloying chocolate flavor that you can get from a lot of like sweet stouts.
Yeah.
It's just a really pleasant chocolate flavor to it.
What's the ABV on this?
It's probably way too much for what we should be drinking. 12.5.
That's not too bad.
It's not too bad, no.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's less than the ex-imperial stout that we had before.
That was delicious as well.
Because that was like 16.
Yes.
It was a perfect way to start the night. Well,
Never a bad way. But yeah, this is just sweet and delicious.
you get like the milkshake feel from it. It's not. So I mean, there's a lot of beers that call themselves something or other shake, but it's really just like a lactose mess. In the end. But this, then it actually tastes like a chocolate milkshake with 12.5% ABV.
I completely agree.
And it's not as thick as a milkshake.
No, it's so smooth.
Yeah.
So crazy smooth. You get a little bit of the alcohol heat off of it.
Yeah, but it's
very, very
really,
subtle.
really tiny. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get it like on the very, very back of your throat.
If you're looking for it, you feel it.
Yeah.
But if you weren't really thinking about it, you would just
would hardly notice it.
Yeah.
But I gotta say again, like the ToOl Imperial stouts that we've had have basically always been very freaking good.
Yeah.
And this is no exception. I'm going to rate it a 4.5.
I'm going to also go 4.5. I think this is so nice.
Yeah.
I am very, very happy with this one.
Yeah, me too.
And met up with Jens tonight.
Oh, you did, yeah.
Yeah, at Bruce. And he highly recommended this one. And I'm just like, well, if you say it's good and you guys got to figure it out, then I will definitely try this out.
I mean, it usually goes like whatever Jens recommends, that's what you should get.
Yeah. He's got a really great insight into.
He's got a pretty comprehensive feel for the ToOl catalog. So I mean, if he says it's going to be good, it's most likely going to be good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course that depends on like what your own preferences are, but I feel like our stout preferences and IPA preferences are probably pretty aligned with Jens's.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's been basically everything that he's recommended us from the ToOl catalog has been pretty freaking amazing.
Very, very solid.
Yeah.
This is not an exception to the rule.
No,
it is
definitely not.
Very much.
It hits on pretty much every bar.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's still, I think the only thing I could knock it on, if I'm going to be really harsh, would be like if you would have put it in proper rum barrels instead of using the chips.
That's what's kind of killing me on this one. That's why it's on a 5.
Yeah.
Because I feel like proper rum barrels, you'd really get a bit more of the booziness of it.
You would get more of the booziness probably, and you would also get more of like that oak character.
Yeah. And I feel like it's what is missing.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, just to drink it, it's very rewarding, but it's just missing that extra bit to kind of round it out and put it over the top.
Yeah. Because, I mean, oak chips in all its glory, but it just never ends up being the same as putting it into an actual barrel and like getting that oxygen permeation and that kind of reaction with the beer inside. So I mean, it's never going to be the same as putting it into a barrel.
Oh my god, where have you been?
I've been here all
No, you have not. You have not been here.
Are you saying I'm doing a good job?
You're doing a really good job. I'm just like, what happened to you? Where have you? What has this person been for the last? Anyway, I'm glad you're back.
Perfect. No, but I think it's a really good beer, but it is missing like that proper barrel aging characteristic.
Yeah,
and I think that is why I just cannot give it a 5.
No, I'm completely there with you. I think it's so sweet. It's so delicious.
But it's missing that like tiny edge.
There's just that little the edge that you need to like really crack it open to the higher level. I don't think aging this out is going to make it a better beer. No. I think drinking it now you're drinking it as good as it's going to get.
Yeah.
And letting it age out is only going to dampen the qualities that you love of it. It's actually going to make it probably more muted.
Yeah.
And more.
Because I mean, there's no adjuncts in it that needs to like mellow out and balance out with each other.
And not in any way whatsoever.
No.
It's so delicious right now.
Yeah. So I mean, you don't have to sit on this for 2 or 3 years because it's not going to get. I mean, of course, I can't vouch for that, but I don't believe it's going to get better than what it is at this moment.
No, I think it may mellow to where it's a little more rounded.
Yeah, but
I think that's not a good thing in this case. I think it needs to be a little bit more on edge, a little more of a tick to it.
So I think the risk about aging it would be that the sweetness from the lactose is not gonna like mellow out. So it's gonna be more like pronunciated sweetness,
Right,
if you age it out.
Because this doesn't have a roasted character to it.
No, exactly.
There's no roasted notes to it that would.
There's no bitterness to it or
Yeah.
roastiness to it. So I mean, that's not going to be any like flavor profile that's going to age out and mellow out with the rest of the beer. So I think it might. I mean, the thing I'm thinking about it is that if you age it out, it might actually turn into way too sweet of a beer.
I completely agree with you on that one.
Yeah. Cool. Those two excellent beers.
Yeah. No, these were both very, very, very brilliant,
Yeah.
and I'm glad you picked these two out of
Yeah. No, so I was, because I saw the other ones you picked. Well, I looked at one other one that you picked. There was a Poela Imperial Stout as well.
Yeah.
Which looked interesting, but when I saw the bottle shape in the fridge, I was just like, oh, that looks like a Maelk Stout.
Yeah.
And it was.
It was.
So, I mean, it was obvious at that point.
Yeah. There's no choice.
No.
All right. So where can you find us online?
You can find us on whatsinthatpodcast.com. You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube,
Yes.
Instagram, Facebook, and Stitcher.
All those places.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And until next time.
Keep drinking your Dundas.